Stoicism is an old philosophy that was founded in Athens in the early 3rd century, and ever since then, it has been used by countless people throughout the years. From Marcus Aurelius, who was once a Roman emperor, to a former slave named Epictetus, Stoicism is for everyone and can benefit all of our lives. Although Stoicism already has a pretty large audience, I don't feel like it's big enough. Most of the people watching this are either a friend of mine or know me personally in some way, so all of you probably never even heard of Stoicism, and I doubt you would have even considered looking into it. Since we all have terrible attention spans, I figured I should do multiple short videos. So before I begin, be sure to like this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Share this video around so more people can be introduced to Stoicism and hopefully change their lives in a positive way. I wanted to discuss the 4 virtues of Stoicism. They are 4 deadbolt ideas that the philosophy was built around. I read something that summarized Stoicism very well in one sentence. A Stoic believes they don't control the world around them, only how they respond, and that they must always respond with courage, temperance, wisdom, justice. We're gonna ignore the first half and just carry on with the 4 virtues. Let's start with courage. It is very hard to have a good life without some bravery. We need to be brave to stand up for what we believe in. Do things that we always dreamt of. Sometimes in life, we need to be brave and take risks to go forward. But too much courage can make you be reckless. That's why we need the second virtue, temperance, moderation. Temperance is the knowledge that abundance comes from having what is essential. The Stoics often use temperance interchangeably with self-control. Self-control not just towards material goods, but self-control, harmony, and good discipline always. In pleasure or pain, admiration or contempt, failure or triumph. Temperance is guarded against extremes, not relying on the fleetingness of pleasure for happiness, nor allowing the fleetingness of pain to destroy it. They understood that being materialistic would never make them happy, but would always make them want more. We need to adapt this into our everyday lives. For example, there's nothing wrong with drinking alcohol, or in my eyes, weed. It's just how much you drink or smoke. No one expects you to never drink, but it's also probably not a good idea to do it so often that it consumes every day that you're off work, or sometimes even every single day. Same as weed. Although honestly, with weed, you're probably gonna have the funniest nights of your life with your friends, and probably have some dumbass videos saved from that night. And I don't see it as a bad thing, because it is a pretty chill escape from all the bullshit you might be going through. But there are quite a few people that get high almost every single day. Their life was consumed by pleasure, the pleasure they only feel when they're high. Also, a lot of people always want more. They wish to have the newest phone because theirs is a year or 2 old, a laptop that's worth over $1,000 just to watch Netflix and type essays in. I promise you, you don't need a MacBook for school if all you're doing is essays and watching videos. They're nice, but not essential. There's something called the hedonic treadmill. That is the observed tendency of humans to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative events or life changes. This is why you can't rely your happiness on materials, and understand everything in life needs to be done in moderation. The third virtue is wisdom. We need to seek wisdom, learn about all types of topics so we don't act on ignorance and without knowing the full story. There are many news outlets that have clickbaiting titles, misleading articles, and sometimes only give out half of the information of a story that supports their agenda. That's easily one example why you need to seek the full information on your own and not rely on the news to give you the full details. So then you can decide on your own if that certain something is good or bad. We should always want to learn something new. You never know if that something new will become a new favorite hobby, a new subject that you would like to teach to others, or a new talent that you never knew you had. The last virtue is justice, and it makes all the other virtues come full circle. Remember, courage can be meaningless if it's not used for the right reasons or used to achieve the right goal. If you're courageous for a bad cause, then it cannot be really worth doing. It can be meaningless. Just because you're courageous, it doesn't mean you're applying your courage towards the right aims or in the right way. How impressive is courage if it's only about self-interest? What about wisdom if it's not put to the use for the whole world? Epictetus once said, "Seeking the very best in ourselves means actively caring for the welfare of other human beings." All I'm saying is, we can all use these 4 virtues in our everyday lives to make ourselves a better person. We can all be braver. We all could use some more self-control, maybe it's for our diet, the way we live, or the things we do. We also always can learn new things that we always wished we knew, and we can do the right things more often. By using these virtues a little more every day, we can become a better version of ourselves. Don't compare yourself to others. The goal is to be 1% better than you were yesterday.